As you guys know, your boy is a huge Spider-Man fan. And one question I always had is, why have we not gotten a fourth movie and none of the three actors that have got to play Spider-Man? Well, today, that question gets answered. Today, we are watching when Tom Holland got a fourth Spider-Man movie and Tobey and Andrew didn't. Let's get straight into it.
Tom Holland's Spider-Man is getting something no other live-action Spider-Man ever did, a fourth solo film.
Yep.
So why is Tom the chosen one? It starts with what Holland's Spider-Man represents. While Tobey's version was emotional and Andrew's was edgy, Tom's Peter Parker was built to be flexible.
America, Iron Man, Black Widow. Whoa, who's that new guy? Oh, that's me. I gotta go.
A Spider-Man that could evolve with the MCU. He debuted in Civil War, was shaped by Iron Man, and became a billion-dollar icon by the time No Way Home hit theaters.
I feel like it was big before Endgame. I mean, not Endgame, Civil War. And the only thing I feel like he only boosted it more was obviously because it was in the MCU. But in my opinion, I think if they wanted to make another movie with him, actually, because not a lot of people like the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I liked it. I know they weren't hating on the cinematography or Andrew Garfield. They were hating on the script and the weak story. Yeah, I think Civil War did help Spider-Man out. I really do think that.
No Way Home didn't end his story, it reset it. Unlike the previous Spider-Man, Holland's character arc is still wide open. He lost Aunt May, lost MJ, lost everything. He's now in a classic Spidey suit, broke, and a
Dude, I still get chills. I don't know if you guys have seen the new, I mean, everybody has seen it at this point. It has like, what, 2.2 million views? I'm so excited for this new upcoming Spider-Man, man. I feel like Marvel's coming back, in my opinion. Because right now with Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts, it just hasn't felt as, as Marvel have used to. But I'm so glad everybody's getting that hype again.
That's a clean slate for storytelling, and Marvel isn't wasting that opportunity.
There's
another reason Tom Holland is the only Spider-Man with a fourth solo film.
Well, because he is a Spider-Man they're going with.
It's not just about story, it's about business. Let's be real, Spider-Man is Marvel's most profitable character, but Marvel doesn't actually own him. Sony does. Back in the 90s, Marvel sold off film rights to survive bankruptcy, and Spider-Man went to Sony. That's why the
Dude, can y'all imagine if Marvel went bankrupt? We would have never had... this, to be honest. I think we would have had DC being like the bigger franchise. We could have been watching the Fox type of movies like the Fantastic Four, the X-Men. We could have had that as a cinematic universe. I don't know. I can't unsee it. Like it's so weird how stuff that happens, domino effects. It's so weird how the domino effects can,
But Sony hit a wall. After The Amazing Spider-Man 2 flopped critically and financially, they had no plan. Their universe was collapsing, and that's when Kevin Feige stepped in.
And Kevin came to me with a really fabulous idea. And ideas are everything.
Bringing Spider-Man into the universe where he belongs.
That was probably the best thing.
Interacting with the other characters for the very first time, and it seemed like the right time to do it.
Marvel Studios offered Sony a deal. Let us use Spider-Man in the MCU, we'll make the movies. You'll still own them and profit off them. And that's how Civil War and Homecoming happened. The result...
Okay, for Homecoming, that's the only Spider-Man movie I just couldn't sit through, to be honest. Maybe it's because I was younger, but I just could never fully watch... Like, I watched it at one point. I think I finally finished it. But man, was it such a struggle. The other one, like the Far From Home and No Way Home, I rewatched them, to be honest. I think I rewatched No Way Home like 3 times. That was like, that one and Endgame are probably the only movies I've genuinely rewatched. I saw The Incredibles, but I only watched the Incredibles 2 twice. And it wasn't because it was good. It was because I was going with family members and I watched it previously by myself.
Spider-Man Far From Home made $1 billion worldwide. No Way Home made nearly $2 billion worldwide. Merchandise sales exploded, and Tom Holland became the definitive Spider-Man for a new generation. So why stop at 3? Tobey Maguire almost had a 4th film. Sam Raimi was dedeveloping it.
Everybody's intention is to get it.
I remember there was like I don't know if it was a leak, but like the scenes, it was him, he was gonna fight the lizard, I'm pretty sure. And then they gave it to Andrew Garfield.
We're totally in process in terms of the development of the story, and there's really good stuff there.
Vulture, Black Cat, a darker arc for Peter.
Oh my
Toby
God.
was on board, so was the fan base, but Sony didn't want
yeah,
a
he was
thoughtful
Vulture,
finale.
not
They
the
wanted
lizard.
another blockbuster fast. Raimi walked, the movie died, the reboot was greenlit the same year. Toby didn't lose the role because he aged out. He lost it because the studio lost patience. Marvel gave Holland what Sony never gave Toby: creative breathing room. Then came Andrew Garfield, grittier, wittier, and set up.
That's why I'm glad Tom Holland is actually, he's a Spider-Man fan. He knows, he said this, by the way, before the story, before Spider-Man 4 was even announced. He said that he won't do Spider-Man unless they give his character justice. So unless he was satisfied, he was gonna shoot Spider-Man. And that's why all the stuff you've seen on the internet of, them shooting it in the UK, that's why Tom Holland and the director, they're all so happy because they have creative control. And I just think it's going to be peak. That's why I'm so excited.
Andrew Garfield loved being Spider-Man, and it showed. But Sony rushed The Amazing Spider-Man 2 to set up a franchise, not tell a story. Sinister Six teasers, weird Oscorp secrets, forced romance arcs. The heart got buried under corporate ambition.
And to serve this incredible character that I've been dressing as since I was 3.
Yeah.
And then it gets compromised and it breaks my heart. I got heartbroken a little bit.
Oh, Lois Lane and Peter Parker talking? Yo, I need to see this. No, but for real though, I just feel like it sucks when stuff like this happens. Cause then they happen to, who's Batman did this happen to? Who auditioned for Batman and didn't get it, and they were like such a huge. Oh no, it was Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill had auditioned for the Superman, the one before Man of Steel, and he didn't get it. For me, I feel like that shit would kind of hurt me, because for me, the reason why I'm an actor and why I'm trying to become a bigger actor is so I can be in a superhero movie. I mean, these movies were my childhood. I don't care about, the serious stuff. Would I do them? Probably, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to be in a superhero film. DC or Marvel. Just contact me. I am such a Marvel fan. If I can be like a background character even in Spider-Man, just, oh my god, that would make my whole day. I would probably retire after that.
In a move that shocked the industry, Sony gave up full creative control, handing Spider-Man to Marvel. That decision only
imagine
works
we
if
had
the next
Andrew
actor can
Garfield
win
in
everyone over.
Spider-Man.
Enter Tom Holland. Fresh face, no scandals, no baggage.
I mean, imagine we had
slate.
Andrew Garfield
He
as
instantly
Marvel's
clicked with
Spider-Man.
audiences and castmates. And the studios knew, this is the guy we can build a decade around.
Fast forward 6 weeks, I was still waiting, and one day Marvel just posted on their Instagram, go to our website to find out who the new Spider-Man is. And that's it. I just found out online. They didn't call me up or anything.
Tom Holland didn't debut in his own movie.
I feel like they do a lot
he
of
showed up in
secretive
Captain
stuff.
America: Civil War with no origin story, no Uncle Ben speech.
Yeah,
no
it was
setup.
a little weird.
That sounded risky, but it worked.
Yeah,
Marvel
it worked.
introduced him through the lens of
Dude,
Tony
I remember
Stark.
watching a lot of trailers. Here, let me see if I can find it. Dude, like these. I don't know if you ever used to watch them, but I used to watch the mashup reactions for the, like, Infinity War, Civil War. When they revealed him in the Civil War trailer, dude, I lost my mind. Everybody was like, all the reactions. Oh, man, I miss these. I wonder if they still do them with the earlier movies. But yeah, no, man, I miss them. Hopefully I can be one of these if they still do them.
Giving him instant credibility without over-explaining. By the time Homecoming dropped, we already knew this Spider-Man could handle Avengers-level stakes. Instead of carrying a film alone, he got to grow within a larger universe. No other Spider-Man had that advantage.
I loved
Not
every
even
scene
close.
he got.
Each generation has their Spidey. For millennials, it's Toby. For some Gen Xers, it's even the animated series. But Gen Z...
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This show, I heard a lot of bad stuff about it, but I genuinely did like the design of this Spider-Man and the Venom. But for me, it has to be the Ultimate Spider-Man. I grew up with that cartoon. This, unfortunately, is my childhood right here. I watched this on Disney XD, or where was it? Yeah, it was Disney XD. This is where I watched it, bro. This was my Spider-Man. No, it was Spectacular Spider-Man, and then this one. These were my Spider-Mans.
He's in their memes. He's in their TikToks. He's in their Marvel starter packs. Toby's Peter delivered pizzas. Holland's Peter live streams from the battlefield. He's awkward, anxious, and obsessed with pop culture, just like his audience. This connection isn't about acting talent. It's about cultural fluency. That's why Marvel kept building around him. Toby started out mature. Andrew was brooding from day one, but Tom, he played Peter Parker like an actual kid. Nervous, overwhelmed, full of wonder. And Marvel let us watch him grow. Over 5 films, we saw him lose a mentor, a home, his identity, and finally, everyone he loves.
He lost everything.
Back in 2019, Sony and Marvel publicly split. Negotiations fell apart, and it looked like Spider-Man was out of the MCU for good. Most actors would have been sidelined. Holland didn't wait. He personally called Disney's Bob Iger to push for a fix, and it worked.
Bro, that's aura. That's dead as aura. That man, see? That's how I feel like things should be pushed. Because if you really that character, nobody else can see another actor as that character. You know, I was like, stay on business. No, but seriously, dude. I was so scared they were going to send bro to the Venomverse and like all the other Sony things. Because like, as cool as it is that we want to see Venom and Spider-Man, it's better that Spider-Man is in the hands of Marvel rather than Sony.
The deal was salvage.
I'm not leaving.
I'm not leaving!
That kind of influence. It's unheard of from an actor in his early 20s. It proved Holland wasn't just a piece on the board. He was playing the game. Tom Holland literally saved Spider-Man's place in the MCU.
Hell yeah,
Let's go back
bro.
to No Way Home for a second.
That's
That movie
my
wasn't just a fan service event, it was a send-off. A spiritual goodbye. Tobey's Peter got to meet a younger version of himself who reminded him what responsibility really means. He stopped someone from making the same mistake he once did, saving Norman Osborn's life in a way he couldn't before. And that back injury joke, that was a wink to the years we missed. The hardships, the aging, the cost of the suit. He's still Spider-Man, just a wiser one.
That's good.
Dude.
That was it.
That's good.
That was closure. Andrew Garfield's Peter got maybe the most emotional
that made me
redemption
cry.
of all. He saved MJ, a moment that he couldn't do for Gwen. The way he broke down after that catch wasn't just acting, that was a character healing. It gave his version of Spider-Man a sense of peace he'd never had. So what reason would there be to drag him into another full solo movie? No Way Home was their Spider-Man 4, their TASM 3. It just didn't need the title. But Tom's Peter Parker was left with nothing. No friends, no Avengers, no help from Stark
And
Industries.
that's why he's the GOAT. Because he sacrificed it all for them. They got to be able to close off while he continued. See, that's the dog in him. That's why this shit is fire.
His ending wasn't closure, it was a reset. It was Marvel saying, we're finally going to show you the real Spider-Man now. The one who makes his own suit, pays rent, fights street-level villains, gets beat up, and goes home bleeding.
That shit is
the fact
so
that
phenomenal.
No Way Home ended like that, on a quiet, snowy night in a crappy apartment with a sewing machine, proves everything. This is just the beginning for him. Tobey and Andrew waved goodbye. Tom is just opening the door. But to be honest, Tom Holland's been open. He doesn't want to play Spider-Man forever. He's talked about burnout, about starting a family, even stepping away from acting altogether. But here's the catch. Marvel offered him creative input. That means control. That means meaning. That means legacy. He's not staying because of money. He's staying because the next arc actually excites him.
Yes, bro. That's what I was just saying earlier when I said that Marvel gave him the creative capacity or whatever I just said. But yeah, because he said it himself. He's like, hey, I'm not coming back if they're not going to do justice to this character. So that means that brand new day got to have something that excited him. And I'm also excited because the director did Shang-Chi, and we know that's probably like one of the best, most action scenes. Is that what? It gets me hyped because I want to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Marvel's banking on.
The best thing for the character. I don't want to make another movie for the sake of making it. I don't want
the studio wants you to make another Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, they do, and I want to make another one. I want to make many more, but I want to do it for the right reasons. And now, like I said to you earlier, sometimes I miss the day when getting the job was the win. Navigating and figuring out what having that kind of power means and that responsibility.
Yeah.
Here's what's different now. Marvel and Sony aren't just making movies, they're building entire timelines. A web of stories across universes. Sony is pushing characters...
Oh, we're not going to talk about... See, I was just about to say about Madam Web, because he was talking about Web, so we're not going to talk about that.
Like Venom, Morbius, and Kraven in their own corner of the multiverse.
That's what I was saying.
Meanwhile, Marvel is deep into the multiverse saga, Secret Wars, incursions, variant timelines, and Tom Holland... He's the only Spider-Man who bridges both sides. He exists inside the MCU. But thanks to No Way Home, he also has connections to Tobey, Andrew, and Sony's multiverse. That makes him the perfect centerpiece for everything that's coming, including Avengers,
I'm excited,
Doomsday, and
dude.
Secret Wars.
I wonder...
In fact, that's why Spider-Man...
I don't know if Tom Holland's going to get a role in Avengers Doomsday. I feel like what's going to happen is they're going to do what they did for Civil War, where they had two scripts. One, if Sony didn't, want to allow Spider-Man to be in it, they would use that one where they're not using Spider-Man. Or if Sony does allow it, like, hey, yeah, you guys can use it, they'll have that script with Spider-Man. So I'm really curious if that's what's going on with Doomsday. I really hope they let use Spider-Man, because if not on Doomsday, at least let us see him in Secret Wars. You know what I'm saying? That's how he got the symbiote in the comics. So please let us see that in live action. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't just Spider-Man 4. It's a strategic reset. It strips Peter Parker down to the essentials. New suit, no tech, no Avengers, so he can be the ground-level hero people always love.
So excited, man.
But it also opens the door for him to grow into the leader of the next generation. A mentor, a multiversal warrior. Maybe even the anchor being of Earth 616.
That's what I was thinking.
And here's the business
but I don't think that can work. And I think the anchor for the 616 or the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it has to be either Iron Man, which like in Deadpool, you know how once the anchor dies, the universe only lives for like 1,000 years. And the reason why I would love for Spider-Man to be the anchor, but the reason why I don't think it'll work is because Sony owns him. And I don't think Marvel wants to risk him being the anchor and then Sony's just randomly pulling the plug on that. It's like, no, we're not going to have him in this movie. We're not doing all that. And that's why I feel like he, as much as people love him, as much as I love him, as much as, he's such, Spider-Man's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest superhero. But I just don't think they can have him as the anchor due to, Sony.
This means Tom Holland can stick around for 2 trilogies, one grounded and street level, one cosmic and multiversal. That's something no Spider-Man actor has ever done. Right now, the MCU is divided. On one side, you have massive world-ending threats. Kang, incursions, secret wars,
I wonder how they're gonna
multiverse
explain
decay.
Kang.
On the other, you have the boots-on-the-ground stuff. Daredevil, Echo, Kingpin, Moon Knight, The Punisher, and now Spider-Man. But Brand New Day is doing something wild. We already know this is going to be a street-level story. The tone, the grounded visuals, the homemade tech, everything screams a return to basics. Tom is broke, alone, unknown. This isn't
just like
Iron
me,
Boy Jr.
for real.
anymore. This is Peter Parker struggling to pay rent while fighting mob bosses and weird animal-themed villains. But then you add in the new suit, raised webbing, symbiote tease, Doctor Doom post-credits rumor, and even the return of Hulk and Punisher.
I wonder how they're gonna do that. I really hope Sony, like I said, Sony, you allow them to have a post-credit scene for Doomsday. Because if they do allow it, that means technically Spider-Man could be in Doomsday. Think about it. Because if there's a post-credit scene of Doom and Spider-Man, because you gotta think, this movie comes out before Doomsday. So, what if Hulk and Frank are all together with Spider-Man and then Doom shows up for the post-credit scene, you know what I'm saying? That way we can have all these characters come up, like, this could be the mystery characters they have released on the chairs for Doomsday. Hey, I got a lot of theories I gotta go through.
Suddenly, this isn't just a friendly neighborhood reboot. This is a multiversal pressure point disguised as a street-level movie. And this is exactly why it works. Because Tom Holland is the only Spider-Man who can sell both sides. He can cry on a rooftop alone and stand beside gods. He can fight Tombstone in the Bronx, then end up battling Doom in a collapsing timeline. That kind of range? It's why he's still here. Think about it.
And I feel like
Spider-Man
we grew up
never
with
dealt
him
with
more.
aliens.
Like, as much as we love Andrew and Toby, this Tom Holland Spider-Man is the closest we've gotten to comics. Now, I don't mean that by accurately like his movies. I just say that as in, we've seen him for so long. He's gone through Infinity War. He's gone through all this. He feels like that comic Spider-Man.
But Tom's Peter, he was knighted by Tony Stark. He bled on Titan. He met 3 versions of himself. And now, he's got a Venom symbiote in his universe, and possibly a Doctor Doom post-credit scene in his movie. The multiverse is leaning on him. And yet, he still feels like the guy living down the hall, trying to keep his mask clean and fix his web shooters with duct tape. That balance is Marvel's secret weapon. And it's why Holland is the first and only Spider-Man with a 4th film. We're entering what fans have called the trilogy. And if you know comic history, this is where stories get real. This is where Stacy shows up, where Harry Osborn becomes a threat, where Peter makes devastating choices that across the rest of his life. The original trilogy with Tobey Maguire gave us the wide-eyed teen version. the Andrew Garfield gave us the emotionally conflicted loner. But Tom Holland, he's finally stepping into the role of the adult Peter Parker, the one who carries the weight of 2 lives and doesn't always come out smiling. And the beauty of it, we get to with him all over again. Here's the part one wants to admit. Cry. MCU is rebooting. Not in the way DC the slate clean, but subtly, strategically, from the inside out. With the Multiverse saga wrapping up...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're gonna... After Secret Wars, Kevin Feige, he announced that they're about to soft reboot the MCU. But, okay, these are the characters I think are most likely going to stay. I'm pretty sure Spider-Man's going to stay. Thor is the confirmed one. Outside of that, I don't really know who else could be staying as a reboot. But for Kang, dude, imagine the way they explain Kang and why he's like the whole Kang dynasty isn't happening anymore. Imagine it's through Doom, like the first 3 or 10 minutes of the movie. Doom arrives in like this area where all the Kangs are, and he just, you know, destroys them all. And that's why it's explained that's why Kang isn't a threat anymore, because Doom took care of it all. That would be crazy.
An Avengers Secret War looming on the horizon. Everything we've known about this universe is about to get rewritten. Yep. And what happens after that? Who's going to be left to lead? Not Sam Wilson, not even Captain Marvel. It's Spider-Man. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is being positioned as the emotional core of whatever this next era
I
Marvel
feel like they
becomes.
could have him.
Think about it.
I feel like they could have him as like the kind of like how they had the Green Ranger for the Power Rangers. He wasn't the main, like the leader, but he was there, like, and they did rely on him, stuff like that. That's why I feel like they should do with Spider-Man. Don't make him the leader. Just kind of have him as an important role, though. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, that was a good video. You know what I'm saying? I really got to talk all my stuff I got about the MCU, because I don't usually get to do that for videos, and you know, I really get nerd out when it comes to Marvel and DC. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys enjoyed, make sure you guys drop a like and subscribe. And if you guys want to see anything more Marvel related, you know what I'm saying, let me know in the comments. And what you guys thought about all this too, you know what I'm saying. If you guys got any theories for Doomsday or a brand new day, go ahead, let me know down there too. And without further ado, guys, I'm gonna see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.